will come on, I think. Hello, everyone. I can see by the red thing that we are live. Welcome to this week's episode. Good night, everybody. What's the name of the show? Good night, everybody. But we're only starting now. We have quite a lineup for you tonight. And as always, with me is trusty sidekick, Stephen Garone. Stephen, make yourself
Hello.
appear and command it. There you
I
are. Hello, sir.
the
How are
bringing up
you?
to a battle commands it. I'm okay. The festival's this weekend, so
Yes, we will talk about
it's
that. Yes.
I know it's crazy. So that's kind of my whole life right now, and my wife's whole life is
Yes.
festival time.
With an appearance by Lou Ferrigno.
Nope. I mean that'd be cool, but no. It's Paul Rugg, presuming the snowstorm doesn't keep him where he is, and Jeremy McClellan.
And the Spanish Inquisition.
Well, we're not expecting them, but
Well,
that's when they
nobody
show up.
expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Nice, awesome.
What about all this craziness going on in the government? It's wild, huh?
Yeah,
Politics talk.
politics and
People
politics.
being confirmed and affirmed and reaffirmed and feeling firm. Our
Yes,
government is wild. I remember. Do you remember when that whole scandal years ago with Clarence Thomas, when they tried to
I do
impugn
remember.
his good name with this
Yeah.
wacky lady saying all this wacky stuff? The wackiest, perhaps, of which was a disgusting thing I will not repeat here about something she supposedly found on her soda can put there by, or was the attention was brought to her by good old Clarence. And I can't believe that a sitting member of our government, or so one who was about to be confirmed for such a position, had to sit there and defend himself from such a thing. Because I remember what he said. He said, this is a gross misunderstanding. What actually I said was, me Chinese, me play joke, me put pee-pee in your Coke.
That was
You remember this? It was wild.
I I
Anyway,
mean, yeah.
we're going to do a new segment tonight. And this is our first annual. Look at this. See the red. You got the red on. The red for the first annual Valentines episode of Good Night, Everybody, which is now. And we have a little segment for you in the audience. It is. Are you ready? Everybody ready? Weird Valentine's gifts. Tony, take it away.
Roses are red and violets are blue. A solid gift is a chocolate or two. Maybe flowers shared over a meal. At least these gifts are not too weird. But when you buy her perfume that's fragrance free, or a 1-month subscription to Dish TV, there's probably better gifts that'll help you say how much you love her this Valentine's Day.
Hey, very good, Tony. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Stephen, make Tony go away. Now, present for the audience and yourself the first weird Valentine. Oh,
What the? A neck gaiter bandana
well,
face mask Valentine's Day rose breathable sunwind proof face cover scarf for men women.
Stephen, in the era of diseases, plagues going everywhere, right? You got to wear the stupid thing on your face. Of course, you're not a maniac. Well, why not show a little style, a little pizzazz, and let your significant other know that behind your blank expression concealed beneath the face diaper, you're still thinking of them and the warmth they bring to your heart with this lovely piece of accoutrement, perfect for Valentine's Day. You don't want your loved one to know that you're not thinking of them or think that you wear a blank expression on the face of their love, do you? Well, there you go.
I love the fact that this person is wearing it with also the sunglasses on. So
Yes.
you can it's I love you, but you can't know who I am. It's the Batman special.
The ladies like that mysteriousness, I'm told.
That is, I mean, I'll consider it. I haven't gotten my wife a Valentine's gift yet. So, but this is high on the list now.
I like anything that covers as much of my face as possible. That's the consensus.
That's the gift from my wife right there. Just
Yeah.
cover it up and then
Well, it's available at Walmart.
yeah, looks like it.
All right, now the next one. Wait, you look at this. You don't even know what this is.
I'm afraid it's
This is. Are you ready? This is a romantic, inflatable, dual teddy bear limbo setup. How low can you go for your loved one? And you can see the little protruding things on his tummy there. Looks like
yeah.
something that shouldn't. Well, it's not that. What's the
No.
matter with you in your
It's-
mind? That's just where you set the pole. That still doesn't sound right. It's where you can show how low down you get. It's still wrong. Whatever the limbo terminology. I'm not a limbo expert. But that's where you can adjust that. Look at that. And who would not want to undertake a challenge of low down dirtiness on Valentine's Day for their significant other?
Utter works too.
What do you think?
I think
What
I
does
think I'm-
dead get down and low and down and dirty in the mud?
I mean, for only $16,
Right?
with 11% off, that's not the worst gift I've ever seen.
You can't even get a coffee for that at
I will
Starbucks.
I will say that my favorite thing about modern day modern day items is the names of the things are so long in order to capture SEO, because it's
Yeah.
not just teddy bear limbo set. It's Poen 63-inch Valentine's game inflatable limbo game for adults, PVC Valentine's Day inflatable decorations, inflatable Valentine's bear for Valentine's party games, outdoor garden, lawn proposed deco. Also,
It's
who's
catchy.
proposing with this?
It's jazz. It's freeform.
It's oh boy, that is
You won't forget that anytime soon.
no, that is terrifying in so many ways.
Show me the next thing. I command you. Oh, look now. I'm in Texas. Right?
This I might get.
A lot of meat and cheese eaten down here. This is a cheese board with all kinds of fun Valentine's romantic puns on it. I'm crackers about you.
I
think it says we were meat to be up there.
Yeah, we were meant to be. You're kind of a big deal. Nuts about
that's
you.
That's a good
We're
one.
really good together. You have all of my heart. You know what I'm gonna say? My wife is nuts about
that's a good one. Oh, that's on there. I thought you made it up.
No, she loves charcuterie boards. This is up there. I might have to do that. So I don't know if my wife is watching, but if
this is available on The Knot, which apparently is a wedding website. So these people, these professional wedding item curators at The Knot, saw this and said, "Yeah, put that on the old website."
Put that on the list.
Perfect.
Yeah, that is. I like it. My wife would like it. It is one of those things. It seems like it would be a great white elephant gift more than a Valentine's Day gift.
Well, that's racist. I don't want to hear about it. No, the elephants can be any color. They don't have to be white. In fact, most of them are not. They're
yeah, that's true.
Brown.
Most of them are gray.
Hold on, now let's move on.
Okay.
Because we're getting into. Oh, don't get too excited. Oh. You know what this is? This is the classic idea of party at the top, business down below. That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. It's a half of a lingerie there, and then the other half is like a Hillary Clinton would wear, and nobody wants to see that. So
what?
Yeah, only $345
on sale.
What you can do is you get on a sexy Zoom call with your top half, and then with your bottom half, you got a work meeting. Should be the other way, shouldn't it?
I would think. It looks like a bad Photoshop job. Like
That's
really,
real.
It looks like I know that it is real, but you look at that, and it's like that's a bad Photoshop. Like that somebody just kind of like just superimposed two photos on top of each other. But that is
$345 is what that is. On sale from $694. It's probably available on TikTok Shop.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
There's no more TikTok. There is no more TikTok.
No, it came back.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, it was gone for like a couple of days, and then it
Oh,
came back.
so maybe this is available on TikTok Shop.
Doc shop. Okay. I just
Are you ready for the next one? Here we go.
yeah.
This you're gonna want to get. I'm telling you what. There you go.
It's a
You
get
know those
along shirt.
You know those candies? The little
Yeah.
candies that say things on them? Well, this is that, but on a shirt. And not only is it not a regular shirt, well, it's a darn two people sticking together shirt.
Yeah, as a parent, I know that as a get along shirt, where you force your children to
Do
wear
you
the
remember the
same
Get
shirt.
Along Gang? Get along gang, get along gang. No? It was
No,
a
sorry.
cartoon. Oh, it's
No,
okay.
but
I thought maybe you
uh,
were referring to that.
no. I'm talking. So you ever see like these?
Are you telling me you put your children in one such torture
Yeah,
device as this?
I have not done it, but you see them all the time. It's like this is our get
I don't see
along
them all the
shirt.
time. I've never seen this.
They're on like parent Instagram or whatever, where it's like a large men's shirt, and they write "get along shirt" on it,
Why are they
and then
putting kids in large men's shirts?
they put two kids in it, so they are
Oh, I
stuck
know. That's what you're
together, so
saying.
they get along. It's a get along shirt,
That would
but it's
make me.
for
That would
couples.
make me get. That would make me start swinging.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a good idea. But I don't think this is a good idea either.
Well, this is for your lady loves in there,
Yes, my only thing would be is
and
that
then
you really just hope that
you
you're
know what
both
the
the
thing
same
is.
size.
You don't know where the other hands are. Oh,
Or just say like imagine
could be anywhere.
if like you're like a double XL and your wife is like an extra small or something like that, and you're trying to fit into this ridiculous shirt.
That would be the oddest pairing. There's a guy. Actually, there's a guy. His name is Half Thor, and he's like a power lifter. He's the guy that played on that Dirty Pervert show, Game of Thrones.
Okay.
He was the big, huge guy. I didn't watch that, but he was on there, and his wife is a teeny tiny little lady.
Yeah, so that's what
When
I'm
you
saying.
see them together,
They couldn't use
like
this shirt.
it's like Gargamel and a Smurf get married.
Now that's a reference everyone gets. Gargamel.
Everyone knows Gargamel.
Everyone knows Gargamel. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Everyone knows Gargamel.
Bring on this thing. Oh, everybody got to poop, right? Everybody got to poop sometime.
Everybody
gotta
poops
sometime.
sometimes.
Everybody does that poop somehow. Well, next time when you're pooping, think of your wife. What a kind thought. Pooping makes you think of your wife.com. And it says lovely things on there. What are you looking up?
I'm just retweeting the video.
It says, can you read this? I love you from top to bottom. Makes a joke about your bottom.
Yeah.
That's where the poop comes up.
The only thing is this would have to be at least 2-ply for my wife to even think about.
Why are you outing your wife like that?
All women don't like 2-ply or better. This is a thing.
I was gonna say all women do big poops. Women don't poop. Wives don't poop.
Right, but it has to toilet paper. You can't just
Everyone
have like
knows that. Wives
single
don't
ply.
poop.
Yeah, women don't.
I had enough poop talk. It's disgusting. What's the matter with you?
Okay.
Here we go. You've probably seen this. This is a very popular gift. It's for dads and husbands. You know what that is? Well, you got to be a husband first. You should be anyway.
I am. That is underwear bouquet.
It's a bouquet of underwear.
It's a bouquet of underwear.
Now, how many times? Tell me the truth. How many times have your children give you this for Valentine's Day?
0.
Because that's what you wear. You told me. Hanes tidy whitey. Even special, you call it.
I'm not going to comment on that. There's nothing I can say that would make this conversation any better.
Well, there's nothing wrong. Everybody wears drawers. We call them drawers.
Nah, I put those.
Now, how is it that you know how it is that the thing in a dresser and the underwear came to be called the same is because both of them you put your junk in.
Put your junk in.
Yeah.
Waiting for
the fact.
Did you know that? Applause button. I did not. I did not. I did not know that's the etymology of drawers in that respect.
Well, now you know. It comes from the Latin. Show me the next.
Okay.
Oh, this is a good one. Now, this they have all over the place down here in Texas. And if you see everybody, you'll understand why. This
I
is now. Are you familiar with the chocolate fountain?
I am.
Well,
Quite.
that's for them damn Yankees. But
Mm.
down here, we get the ranch dressing fountain. We don't want no Yankee fancy stuff. Ranch dressing. You go to Raising Cane's. Get you some chicken fingers. Bring them on down to your ranch fountain. Dip them on in, partner. Where you going? Hello?
I am adjusting my witch chair.
No, don't have that anymore.
So
Yeah.
ranch dressing was invented in Alaska at the Hidden Valley Ranch in Alaska.
Well, there are no
So
ranches in Alaska. Don't be ridiculous. It's too cold.
There is. It's. I know it is cold, but it was invented in Alaska. So, but yeah, I know the South really took to it.
Every time you have given me a fact on the show, it has turned out to be wrong.
That's not wrong. I know my ranch history. I hate ranch.
You tried to tell me all fruit before 1800, every fruit had the same name. This is what you told me.
Fruit.
It's not true.
Most of them had. No,
You told me that the way you make pudding. Let's not get into the pudding debacle again.
No, we'll leave.
You almost set fire to your house making pudding. Every time you told me a fact on the show has been wrong. So I'm sure this one is wrong as well. But go ahead. This is invented in Alaska, you say?
Alaska at the Hidden Valley Ranch. That's why
it's a brand. It's a brand.
That's what the brand. That's what started it. Was Hidden Valley Ranch.
Oh, and then you told me. Dave. This actually. Okay, this one was true. That Dave Thomas of Wendy's, he started Taco Bell.
Nope, it wasn't Taco Bell. It was he helped start.
Run for the border, he said. He
helped start KFC.
Did you hear Trump banned Taco Bell? Did you hear about it?
I did not hear that.
He deported every Taco Bell.
Nope, I don't. That's not a thing that occurred.
For being full of dirty Mexican food, he said.
That's not what happened. It didn't.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
Ranch dressing fountain, though.
Burritos dipped in ranch is good from Taco Bell. You can't get it anymore. No TikTok, no Taco Bell. We're losing so much of our culture here.
Both of those things are still around.
Huh?
I have a Taco Bell down the street from me. I went there like last week.
You're not supposed to. I'm going to call INS.
Go ahead.
They'll take care of that right quick. So tell me, how many of your parties will you be using the ranch fountain at?
0. We make our own ranch actually at our house because
the same way you make pudding and cheese.
No, mayo. Because mayo that you use in ranch dressing has seed oils in it. My wife can't have the seed oils, so we have to make our own.
Yeah, we make our own mayo too. My wife makes mayo. Have you ever made mayo with tallow?
No, I'd like to.
Oh, good. It's really,
I want to make.
It's thicker than you probably used to, but it's good.
I want to take like bacon fat and make like a bacon mayo with.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah,
I know. It's any fat. It's just any fat.
Any fat. So. Human fat.
I haven't tried that one. I don't think I will.
They make the soap out of that. Somebody said human fat.
That was from Fight Club. That was in
peoplefatsoap.com. It's called.
I don't know if that's true.
All right, now we're getting into some of my favorites.
Okay.
You ready for this? What's better on Valentine's Day as a gift than some perfume? And here from Demeter, a very fancy brand, that's what they tell me, it's funeral home scent.
What?
Yeah, this is real. Funeral home scent. Didn't have that nostalgic smell of grandma dying.
And
now you don't have to. You can be reminded of it on a daily basis with Demeter Funeral Home. Humongous miniature splash. I don't know what that part means. Humongous miniature splash perfume. $7.20 only from Demeter. Not a sponsor of the show yet.
I used to think that eau de toilette was a weird name for
it's toilet water.
Yeah, I know.
But you know why?
No, I don't know why.
Well, you tell me.
Because you used to splash toilet water on your face before a date. That's why.
No, I did not. Who told you that?
Oh. No, you know what? Never mind. We're not going to get into that. Funeral home humongous miniature splash may be the worst name for, like, worse than eau de toilette. Because at least that's...
But a great product.
Maybe? No. I'm going to go ahead...
When have you been more romantic feeling in your life than at grandma's funeral? That's where Mary Jane kissed old Spider-Man for the first time.
Well, that was
good enough for them.
That wasn't her grand, but that was at a funeral. Yeah.
Yeah, right at the cemetery. So
yeah, right by her
Are
boyfriend's
you
dead father.
are you better than Mary Jane?
You
No,
know what?
you're not.
No,
You're not.
I'm not. I'm not.
I'll tell you that. Here's this one. Another lovely from Demeter. It's Cuba. It's not Cuban cigar. It's Cuba, the place. It smells like Cuba.
The smell of Cuba.
The smell of Cuba.
That
I've
could
never been there.
that
Many
could
a romantic vacation, the destination has been Cuba. Castro.
okay, maybe
Come to Cuba. Huh?
maybe it smells like Cuban Pete. He's the king of the rumba beat.
Float on a tire out of here. Very romantic. Two people, tight quarters on a tire. You'll make out on there.
Dude.
That's what Castro said.
That's what Castro said.
Yeah.
That's a famous Castro line.
The famous line from Castro.
Famous line from Castro.
And then FDR said, "Get him. Taking all our tourism." Blew him out of the water. They sent the CIA down there. Gone.
All of that factual, right?
It's history.
Yeah. 2160 though for that small bottle of Cuban.
Not bad, right? Not bad. For the
No.
essence of Cuba.
Right.
Smells like Castro's beard.
Like poverty and old
And
cars.
burning tires. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. I think I might pick that one up.
I think your wife will love it.
She'd better. She's
Cuban, right?
No, she's English.
Oh, well, it's the same difference.
Yeah.
Now, this is my favorite of this. I'm going to get this. You won't believe this.
Lobster.
It's lobster.
Lobster.
Well, let me tell you, you might think it's silly, but when you go on a date there, right, and you're trying to impress the lady, it's before you're married.
Right.
What do you order? Lobster. Well, now you come away with the smell of lobster wherever you go. You can go to the dang Wendy's that you love so much and still smell lobster on your wife.
Wendy's should be a sponsor. Get on that.
This romantic smell of shellfish.
That's when I think of lobster, I think the smell of fish, and that's just exactly what I want. Why would you?
Oh, here's what a dope I am. I should have made these all affiliate links. We're now an Amazon affiliate, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
We won't be after this, but we were. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we should definitely. I know a lot of people who are going to pick up lobster cologne spray.
Well, I come from Long Island, right? I've told you this.
Yeah.
And there's lobster not far from there. And I think the people of Manhattan, Maine, Vermont, all of New England. Long Island is not New England, by the way. But it's close. It's New England adjacent. But these people would be thrilled to have this. Because you know what happens? Lobster season ends. And then you go, can't smell lobster anymore. Well, now you can smell lobster.
With lobster.
Spray it in your pants. Lobster perfume or cologne. It's cologne.
It's
unisex.
Cologne.
And that's how much you'll be getting if you spray lobster on your crotch. Lobster. I would have called it lobster on your crotch.
No, there's marketing.
Well, that's good marketing.
That's okay.
What does everybody want? Well, lobster on their crotch. There you go.
No, lobsters have pincers. It's not good.
Well, some people like that.
Oh boy. Okay.
Lobster crotch cologne from Demeter. Available at Walgreens. This is now would come to my favorite one. Oh, you know who that is?
That's Paul Blart Mall Cop.
That's right. The most romantic man on earth.
Paul Blart
Mall Cop.
Blart is Bay. Yeah,
That's
I got
Blart
that.
is Bay. Official, unofficial. Pin.
I was
Tell your significant other that you love them, but not as much as you love Paul Blart Mall Cop with this pin on Valentine's Day.
Kevin
No
James,
one
you're
expects
watching.
you to love them as much as Paul Blart Mall Cop. Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
The background matches your shirt.
It does. That may actually be my Paul Blart Mall Cop pin.
Our good friend of the show, you haven't met him yet, Boss Rutan appears in Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Huh.
We'll have to bring this back on when he's on, see what he thinks.
Yeah. See
this
if
is
he has
Kevin
one.
James, by the way.
Yes.
This is a likeness of very flattering likeness of Kevin James and a wonderful Wonderful Valentine's gift.
This is something you could actually buy.
You can buy all these things on TikTok Shop.
Okay, you're gonna have to send me the link to this one because I think I need it.
I think this is Etsy,
Okay, I'm gonna
which
need
is
that.
like the wild west of copyright law.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh man, I need a Paul Blart Mall Cop pin.
Well, you
And
can have it.
someday
And
when I
lobster on the
meet
crotch.
Kevin James, I'm gonna give him the pin.
So which of these gifts was your favorite? Is it this? This is my favorite.
I mean, that one's really good. The Get Along shirt was also really good.
You like that gator.
Yes, no,
You really like that. The gator. There you go.
no. That one. No.
And you got it. For some reason, you got a real kick out of the down, dirty, low down, dirty, horny bears.
I'm not putting that one back up. Not happening.
Dirty, horny bear pair.
Nope. Nah, I'm not putting it. I see it's there in the thing for me to put back up. It's not going back up.
But you loved it.
I did not. I did not.
You said you're gonna get it for your next event.
Nope.
You're not gonna. Oh, the festival. Hey,
Nope.
That's a great idea.
Nope.
Come to the
Nope.
Neri Festival.
Nope.
Partake of dirty, horny bear, low down, dirty competition.
Nope.
It's got pokey things coming out of the front.
Don't.
You got to show the people what we're talking about. You're not showing them.
I know. I don't want to.
We're getting kickback. There we go. Look at that. What's wrong with that? I think he's got his tongue sticking out. I said, this is great. Everything's sticking out, and he wants you to get a low down as low as you can go. It's only $16. You can set them up 4 or 5 in a row at the festival.
Nope. Not
get the kids involved.
Not getting the kids involved.
Fun for the whole family.
Nope.
Well,
that's enough. It's enough of those. Of that. Are that all of them?
That's all of them. That was weird Valentine. Well, they weren't so weird. Seemed perfectly reasonable to me. Most of them. Especially the lobster in the crotch. All right, Tony, take us out. Hey.
I'm dying over the lobster on your crotch.
Oh, do not encourage him. Do not.
I'm a marketing genius.
Do not encourage him.
Tony understands. He knows what sells.
You got a lobster. I'm sorry. I'm
go.
not gonna go there.
Oh, no, Tony, go.
You got it. You got it. Give it a whirl.
Tony.
Oh my goodness. You got a lobster on your crotch. It smells really fishy. You got a lobster on your crotch for Valentine's Day.
Hey. See, now he wrote the theme too. We got to make this commercial, guys.
I can't believe I just wrote that on the spot.
Lobster on the crotch, people.
And this is.
They're going to be making money hand over fist with this. Hand over claw, I should say.
Hand over claw. Lobster.
Steven, is our guest still here?
Our guest is still here. Let's.
Wow. Okay. Well, we have an excellent Tony. Thank you so much. We're going to bring Tony back on after the interview with our guest. He'll play a song for us. We have an excellent guest tonight. He is one of the owners of the Sausalito Ferry Co. shop. It's Ken Robinson. Ken, thank you so much for joining. What did you just do? No, don't make me big. There you go.
Hello, everybody.
Hi,
hello.
Ken.
I've been in retail for 45 years.
Wow.
And the stuff that you just showed, I thought I had seen everything.
Yeah.
And evidently I haven't. I'm amazed.
Are you planning on stocking any of that in the shop now that you've seen it?
No.
Maybe I'm amazed that there are lobsters on your crotch.
So
maybe I'm amazed the way I love you.
And I was fascinated that, especially with the perfumes, that people actually have bought them and left reviews.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you look at any of the reviews?
I should have. I didn't. Maybe next time that'll be the segment. Reviews on strange perfumes. That's a good idea. I should have looked at them.
And then also that somebody made a decision at corporate to actually make a perfume that smells like Cuba.
Yeah, it goes through a lot of channels before they finally sell it.
Or lobster. It's like like to had been in that office when they decided to go ahead and do that.
It's these darn kids these days. They smell like anything.
So I'm thinking we need a new lineup of scents. What do you got for me? I got Cuba, lobster, and garbage truck. All right, let's next garbage truck. We'll go with the
seen
other
garbage
two.
truck. I've seen garbage truck. Yeah. So Ken, you own or are part owner of, at least, of the Sausalito Ferry Co. shop in Sausalito, unsurprisingly, and your main staple in the shop is Tintin memorabilia, correct?
Yes, there is. Sausalito Ferry Company is a hybrid store.
Okay.
So we've been selling Tintin probably on and off for almost 30 years now. And then about a half a dozen years ago, they approached us and wanted us to be the official Tintin store in the United States. Going through the contract, I realized that it meant that we sell only Tintin and nothing else.
Oh.
And that's probably not a good business model in the United States. There was a store in San Francisco that was selling Tintin in the 90s and 2000s, but unfortunately they went out of business. So we negotiated with them and got everything that the official Tintin stores get. Like there's one in London, there's one in Singapore, there's one in Tokyo, there's one in Beijing. And the only thing that we don't get is the official Tintin store designation on the Tintin Imaginado website.
Now, why is that?
Because they break down the stores to the official stores and then the stores that also carry Tintin and other products. And that's what we are. But in the United States, that's really good because we can, when most Americans who come into the store have no idea who Tintin is. And it allows us to educate them.
Right.
And but also remember, the United States is full of people who weren't born here or had parents who were not born here. So they come into the store and go, wow, Tintin, I didn't even know there was a store here. So we do quite well with it.
Now, Stephen here is one of those vulgar Americans that doesn't know anything about Tintin, and he doesn't do any research. So could you explain to Stephen and to anyone maybe at home watching about Tintin? What would be the elevator pitch for what Tintin's all about? Because I personally love Tintin, but this guy, he's uncultured, so he doesn't know anything about him.
So Tintin was written by his pen name was Hergé, and he started publishing for a Catholic newspaper when he was 22 years old in 1909, I think was when the first strip appeared in that newspaper. And he invented a style called clear line, which is not so popular anymore, but it was very different than anything that anybody was doing then. And clear line actually means that you say as much as you possibly can with as few lines as you possibly can. So you look at like the Black Island, the cover of the Black Island. Right now, I'm not in the store, and I should be in the store, but I'm on a different part of the country right now. If you look at those covers of the books, you can see how precise and how spare the artwork is to produce these amazing images. And I look at those images every day in the store, and I never get tired of them.
What is the what first got you into Tintin? How old are you? Were you a young Tintin fan, or is this something you came to?
So I opened Sausalito Ferry in April 1st of 1980. And it is my mother opened a toy store, which I now run across the street, in 1971, called Games People Play. And I run both stores now, and I'm the owner of both stores.
Right.
And I've always been very visual. And I think in the early 90s, there was a man importing some Tintin, and we started buying it, and we bought from him on and off for for a few years. And um, I always liked that sort of stuff. I mean, we carried Funko. We were one of the first,
Oh.
we were one of the first retailers of Funko. Um, and so we've always danced around with comic books and things like that.
Yeah. Is it partially that Tintin seems to have a real timeless style, a real timeless kind of appeal? Are you drawn mainly to the visuals? Are you a fan of the stories? Have you read the books?
Oh yeah, of course I've read the books. And for a lot of people, especially people my generation, who grew up with it, but this was when they grew up with it. It was before. I mean, there was some TV, but there was no internet, no phones,
Right.
and Hergé was so good at taking us on adventures all over the world. Um, it's almost like Tintin predated James Bond in a way, because he has these amazing, dangerous adventures, and he's a really good fighter, and he figures out mysteries, and they happen all over the world.
What can you tell Stephen, again, who's ignorant? So Tintin himself, he's what I guess maybe in America might call a cub reporter, right? He's a young man, he's a reporter. This takes him all over the world. He's kind of like, tell me if this is fair. He's almost a little bit, like you said, James Bond, a little bit Indiana Jones, and a little bit of the Clark Kent side of Superman without the Superman side, in that he's kind of a wide-eyed reporter. He's not naive by any means, and as it goes on, he becomes less and less so. But he has an optimism that he kind of carries with him in all his adventures. And he's surrounded himself, or has been surrounded by, quite a cast of characters. Could you maybe explain to people at home and to Stephen, who are some of these characters that I think everyone's seen? The captain,
Captain Haddock.
Captain Haddock. Who are some of these characters, wild characters, that Tintin has become acquainted with and surrounded by? And maybe you have a favorite.
Well, I do, but people know who Harry Potter is.
Sure.
And Harry Potter is very similar to Tintin himself, because Harry Potter, the character is very bland. He's Harry Potter and Tintin are very moral, upstanding characters, but it's the characters around them that are interesting. Tintin's sidekick is this alcoholic ship captain, which of course would make it in any kid's comic book these days.
No.
Called Captain Haddock, and they go on adventures together, and he's always drunk and always messing things up. There's one very famous panel in which they're trapped in a lifeboat in the ocean, and Captain Haddock is hallucinating because they haven't had any water, and Tintin is freezing in the front of the boat, and Captain Haddock starts drinking, and then decides that Tintin needs to be warmed up, so he starts pouring his whiskey all over the boat and lighting it on fire. So, of course, they do survive that. And then other characters are Professor Calculus, who invents a famous shark submarine.
Yes.
For Tintin to go explore sunken pirate ship there. And also Professor Calculus builds a moon rocket.
That's right.
For Tintin Goes to the Moon and Tintin on the Moon. And Hergé had figured out the physics of weightlessness probably a good 12 years before anybody ever stepped out of a capsule, because in one of the
is that right? Wow.
So Captain Haddock and Tintin go out of the rocket in space, and they're on a tether, but they can't do anything because they're just free floating around. And it's
Mhm.
exactly as the astronauts who stepped out of the Gemini capsule had felt.
Isn't that amazing how often fiction and science fiction and fantasy kind of lead the way, and then we see actual science catching up years, sometimes decades later. So what is your? You said you do have a favorite character of the
Well,
Tintin ensemble.
my favorite character is Nestor,
Okay.
and he is Captain Haddock's long-suffering butler.
Oh yes.
And in Marlin Spike Hall, which is Captain Haddock's mansion, never says how they got all the money to buy that, but I guess that's largely irrelevant. And we have this figure in the store of Nestor with a platter full of whiskey bottles, nearly tripping over.
Mm,
And s- I'm
he's a
trying
little
to
bit
think.
like Jeeves almost.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And the only female character that appears in all the books is in one of the latter books, Madame Castafori, who is an opera singer and
Right.
has a crush on Captain Haddock. And one of the later books is the Castafori Emerald.
Right. Do you have a favorite of the books? Is that too hard to pick?
Um, I think Tintin in Tibet I
Okay.
like the best because Hergé was having what appeared to be a midlife crisis at that point,
Hmm.
and he was exhausted because he was just working for years, decades. He was working every day to produce these comics because not only did he have the books, but he was producing weekly strips,
Right.
and they also had Tintin comics, which was published weekly that he was partially responsible for. And he started having an affair with a colorist in his
Hmm.
studio, even though he was married to somebody else at the time. And he found Taoism,
Hmm.
and um, he, if you look at the cover of Tintin in Tibet, the way he drew the faces were suddenly very respectful to the Tibetans. And he
Right.
hadn't really had done that much of that before. One of the problems with Tintin is at the time when it was written, the way he depicted certain cultures is considered racist by today's standards.
Sure. Yeah.
And so after Tintin in Tibet, he depicted those cultures very respectfully.
Why do you think that Tintin didn't become as huge in America as maybe some of the other things that did become huge in America, or as he did overseas? Was there? It doesn't seem like there's any real barrier for entry for the American kid to pick up a Tintin and read it
I
and follow along the adventures.
The sensibilities are very European, and
I suppose so. Yeah.
the humor is very European. It's like Asterix and Obelix. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
Sure. Of course. Yeah.
We tried selling that about a decade ago, and we got nowhere with it. I
Really.
mean, the humor is very, very European, and you have to know some history to understand the humor.
Oh
So,
yeah. Forget it.
and I think Tintin, they never really made an effort to promote it in the United States, and
Right.
it got drowned out by Marvel and
Yeah.
all that.
Now, some years ago, I want to say 5, 6, something like that. They did make a Tintin film, an animated
Right.
film in America for American audiences. Did you see that? And if so, what was
Yes,
your opinion of it?
yes, I did. It was produced by Steven Spielberg and Peter
Right.
Jackson together, probably about 20 years ago now.
Was it that long ago? Oh boy.
Yeah, I would have to look it up. Like,
Okay.
I don't know, but that movie is a combination of two of the books,
Right.
and
Yes.
and everybody who comes into the store likes that movie. I'm a purist, and I like the quietness of the Tintin comic books.
Mm,
And that movie was not quiet. It was a
no.
testament to the expertise of Industrial Light and Magic with their special effects.
Yeah.
It was 2011, and it was
2011.
they used motion capture 3D. I
Yeah.
remember
Andy,
I remember when
Andy
it came out.
Serkis.
Yeah, I remember when it came out because um, Edgar Wright was attached to it as a writer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steve Moffat or Moffat, and I remember there's something about how what is it? The guy from Shaun of the Dead, I'm blanking his name, Sean Pegg was
Simon
also
Pegg.
Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg, that's it. Simon Pegg
Mm.
was also like attached to it in some way, and he had just gotten big, and so there was like Simon Pegg is involved in this in some way. So
Did you see it, Stephen?
I did. I saw that. I saw the movie.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think it was fantastic.
It was
Um,
okay.
it was it was fine, but it just like there was a big deal that was made out of it that they were making a Tintin movie, and
But yeah, Ken, you make a good point. For America, they feel like they need to louden things up when they adapt them. Things have to explode, and that's why I was kind of happy that, although I guess these weren't made in America, but the Paddington movies had some of the charm and the quiet of the Paddington books. Yeah, they didn't really Americanize those, but again, I think they were British made. Maybe that's why. Whereas the Tintin one, yeah, full-time Hollywood
look
production.
what they did to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy when that was.
Oh,
made
don't
into a movie.
don't even bring that up. That's
like-
awful.
It was they
Awful.
they definitely Americanized.
I love those
that
books. That's an awful. Those movies are awful. That movie.
But
is
the
terrible.
TV show is good.
It was British.
Yeah, the BBC. It was first was a radio show, then it was a book, then it was a TV show.
Yeah,
then
they
it
were
was
all
more
British
books.
and nincompoop. That's what we're saying when Americans get a hold of it.
Right.
That's
They Americanized it for the movie. Is what I'm saying. Yes. So
like
I'm agreeing with you.
it's like Monty Python made in America. It would just be like fart jokes and people pulling their pants down.
That was Saturday Night Live as Monty Python.
That's
made in
Saturday Night
America.
Live. Yeah. I
So,
don't know.
Chris, how did you find us?
I don't know. I can't remember. I think it was just where did he go? Steven? Oh, there he is.
My camera went out of focus. So I was trying to like.
I honestly, Ken, I think it was just when you follow something on Instagram, they'll suggest other things. So I follow Tintin, the Tintin accounts, and I think the Hergé account, either on Instagram or Twitter, now known as X, and it must have suggested you because I did not know that the store existed. But I'm where's he going now? But once I did, I said, "Wow, this is for me." Because if I was there, I know you have the website also, but I would if I had space, I'd be buying all that stuff. Do you have? What's the biggest seller? Is there one thing that? Because I saw the submarine replica. That's a little pricey for me, but it's beautiful. But you have a real range of stuff in the shop and online. What are some of the bigger moving items?
We are in downtown Sausalito,
Right.
and downtown Sausalito is really. Have you ever, either one of you, been there ever?
I have not. Steven? No.
So you go over the Golden Gate Bridge, and then there's just this beautiful village, almost just right on San Francisco Bay, and I mean, it's so beautiful that running a small business can be very frustrating sometimes. And I get frustrated, and I'll walk out the door and walk down to the waterfront, and there's the Golden Gate Bridge and the city of San Francisco. And that little voice in my head says, just shut up. Just shut up. Look what you got. And I go back and everything is fine. So we have a big tourist trade, but fortunately, Sausalito is not full of t-shirt stores.
Oh, that's good.
And so our stores are these hybrids that we sell to locals, but we also cater to the tourist trade. But because of the way we merchandise, the stores are really nice to go into, really, really nice. And so Games People Play, which is a store my mother opened in 1971, is just a very traditional toy store. We've kept it the way she had it. We have no electronics. We have no.
Oh, that's great.
no
love that.
computer games, none of that stuff. Not even battery operated toys.
Really?
Um,
Wow. Amazing.
we sell a lot of games, and no mass market anymore.
Hmm.
Because all the Hasbro, Mattel, Lego, a few years ago set their minimum orders for stores so high that
Oh,
we couldn't possibly invest in that inventory. And I
terrible.
was worried at first, but I realized it made the stores more special because in this day of Amazon, Walmart, Target, um, it they don't see the things that they are used to seeing,
Yeah,
and the stores are very sweet and cute that way.
I love that. Yeah, I'm from Eastern Long Island where we have a lot of villages, and these villages have small family owned, or used to anyway, shops. And we did have a couple of stores kind of like you described, which were they were thought of as like or marketed as like the educational toy stores, but they simply had toys that weren't mindless. They were well made, often wooden, and games that were crafted and well thought of, and it wasn't just flashy figures of the latest cartoon on TV. And I love those stores, and I miss shops like that. I think that children are really missing out on something. And everything, Ken, you don't have to agree with this, but I feel like when I walk into a Walmart or Target, all the toys just look like garbage. Like they don't.
Oh, no, I agree with you entirely.
Yeah,
And
As someone who has 7 kids, all the toys are garbage. Well,
yeah,
it's like like we tell family, don't buy us gifts. Don't buy our kids gifts. Don't buy them clothes. Don't buy them toys. And they still bring
mhm,
them toys. It's like 30 minutes later, it's broken because it's thin
yeah.
plastic and it's like, oh, it's an RC car, and then it's like, it's dead, and then it caught on fire.
Or they're
Like,
so hideously ugly.
right?
So many of them
It's
too.
all just garbage
I
plastic
I
stuff.
have I had wooden cars and
Yeah,
this
wood's the way
thing
to go.
like a rabbit on a stick that hops when you move the thing up and down, and that lasted. My daughter plays with them now, and they're just as good as they ever were.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like Steven says, you buy a plastic junk from Walmart and it's broken in 5 minutes, and then
My
you
my
know,
mother has found Timu, and so she is the worst with it.
uh,
It's
oh
it's
no,
like all she does is she's like, it cost me a quarter. It's like it's worth less than that. Just
is it
throw it
real?
away.
They really
Yeah.
have stuff for that cheap on it? I've never got on there.
But it's all yeah, they do, but it's all cheap garbage. It's all garbage.
All the money goes to Mao.
yeah, but that's going to change now because Timo and Shine took advantage of a loophole
Right.
in, and anything under $800 could ship without any sort of customs duties, and
Really? Hmm.
also had a subsidy from the U.S. Postal Service. So somebody in Shenzhen could make, what did you call that thing we were looking at earlier, where two people can fit into one jumper, basically with left and right arms
Oh, he
only?
called it a get along
Yeah,
shirt.
get along shirt.
Right. So some little factory can produce those in China and then send them to the United States for $1 a piece. But that's going to end now. So
Yeah.
it'll be very interesting how
I
those
Is that
companies.
drop shipping I keep hearing about?
Drop shipping's different.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Drop.
I
I
like
keep getting
goods.
these ads. Start a drop shipping business. I'm like, I don't know what that
Uh,
is.
so drop shipping is that you there'll be a company that makes those shirts,
Yeah.
and you set up on your website and you advertise those shirts, and then somebody buys them off your website, and then it goes to the website to this third party warehouse that you don't own the inventory, you don't pay for the storage, and you might make 20% of the retail value of that.
Oh, okay.
But in this day of Amazon, it's impossible to make money doing that.
Well, I
Yeah.
remember a few years ago, everybody was trying to sell on Amazon, and that made me crazy because now everything you buy on Amazon is from like a third party, and it takes 4 months
Right.
to get there.
No,
Yep.
I don't like that.
we won't sell on Amazon.
No, I don't like. I was
I
watching all these people. Well, Steven, what?
I like going to a store and buying stuff at the store
Well,
and
there are
not
no
like
stores anymore. That's why his store is so important. They shut
right.
them all down.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like I like it when
I
I can
hate
go to a
Walmart.
store. Yeah, Walmart and well, thing even at Walmart, right? They have an app, and you go on the app, on the Walmart app or something like that. And you're like, hey, you know what? I need pepper, right? And it's like,
Mhm.
okay, like a thing of pepper. It's like, okay, oh look, there's a decent price for pepper. What aisle is it on? It's like you can order this and have it delivered to your house. Like, I'm in the store. I just want to know what aisle pepper is on. No, we don't sell pepper here anymore. You got to order it online and have it shipped to your house. Like, why? Why do I have to have it shipped to my house? I don't like it.
Well,
I
because the
prefer to
people that
just
work in the store don't know where anything is.
right, but I like it. I like the idea, Ken. Your store, being able to walk into a store and buy the stuff at the store and just have it, and not have like this. Not have to go through this like jumping hoops to get something. Like even grocery stores now, right? It's like I go to order. It's like I go on the app. And I'm like, okay, I need this particular
Well,
kind of
stop
thing.
using apps then.
Well, because you use the app to see if it's there, and it's like, oh, they have it, and they show up at the store. It's like, oh, they
Yeah,
have it
that doesn't
online.
work anyway. Yeah, they don't have
Yeah,
it there
it's
anyway.
I know it's
So
garbage.
why are
It
you
makes
using
me
the app?
mad because I'm a millennial and we use apps.
Just go in the store if you like going in the store so much.
I do.
When we opened in 1980, there were no malls. There were
Nope.
no cell phones. There
Those are
was
the days.
no Amazon. And about a year ago, I was cleaning out a deep, dark corner of the stockroom in one of the stores and found photographs for advertising we were doing 1980 and 81 and 82.
Wow.
And the stuff we were doing was so random and so outrageous, and some of it we would be arrested for. Now, I'm serious, and I know this is a family show, so I'm not going to go into descriptions of
Okay.
what we were selling.
I appreciate that.
But and then as we got these phones, we saw that people had less patience for exploring at retail.
Mm.
They needed a story. The second they walked into the store, they needed to know what they were getting into. And in games people play, they do. You don't need any cultural fluency to understand when you walk into games people play. Sausalito Ferry, we're always pushing a little bit, a lot less than I used to. So now we're catering more to tourists in certain ways, but if we're going to do it, we're going to offer things that other stores don't have, and then do it in a way that's really pleasing to people. And and then we have Tintin, but do you know a character called Miffy?
I don't think
Bunny.
so.
Miffy is a bunny, like Hello Kitty, but a bunny.
Right.
Oh,
and
no, okay, he knows.
I only know that from a sketch, a Michelin web sketch where there's a character who's pretending to be, or the person who's saying that they're Hello Kitty, and someone's like, "Oh, Miffy." Like, no, Miffy's the bunny. Oh.
And another one called Moomin Troll, a Finnish character.
Oh, that one I know. I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ken, we're gonna have you back on because we need to bring Tony on for the song and wrap up. But I love the idea of what you're doing. I think it's fantastic, not just from the perspective of someone that's a Tintin fan, but these last things you said here about the idea of the store and a well curated place and something that's not just full of the flash and trash that is so prolific and permeated every aspect of every other shopping experience these days. I like the fact that you're making it an experience in your stores that harkens back to the way everything used to be, and I appreciate that. So we'll have to have you back on. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about this today.
Yeah, and thanks for having me, Chris. And
my pleasure.
I'm also in Eastern Long Island right now.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What town are you in?
Greenport.
Oh boy. Oh, Greenport. I love Greenport.
We're just really quickly. We're here every winter because my father-in-law used to live here, and we've actually grown to love it. And
wow.
Really quickly, people will go, "Well, where do you go during the winter?" And we go, "Long Island." And people go, "You go to Long Island for the winter?"
Yeah. It's beautiful though. It's so beautiful. Yeah, it's 80 degrees here. I'm in Southeast Texas. I'm dying.
Yeah.
All right, Steven, we have if you can you bring on Tony for our song? Tony is going to play a song for us to finish out the show if he's all ready. Tony, are you all ready?
I'm ready to go.
All right, let's go.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. I think of all the things what you're doing, in my head I make a picture. Oh, 'cause since I've come out home, well, my body's been a mess. And I missed your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale? Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you found the right man who will fix it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay the fine? You were dodging all the time. Are you still dizzy? Oh, 'cause since I've come out home, well, my body's been a mess. And I've missed your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Oh, won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie. Oh, Valerie, Valerie, oh, Valerie. Thank you. Uh-oh. I'm not getting any audio real quick. I'm sorry.
I unmuted I
Oh, there
muted
we go.
everyone.
Hooray.
Yeah, mute me. Yay!
Yay!
Thank you.
Excellent job, Tony. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, Chris. My pleasure. It's a great
Yeah.
song.
Is?
Yeah.
And Amy Winehouse also has an amazing. I've
Yes.
seen many videos of that as well.
She did a cover also of Valerie
yeah.
by the Zootons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. And you did an excellent job. Thank you so much. And you learned it
Thank
so
you.
fast. You're so talented, Tony. We're so glad to have you as part of the show. We really are.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here.
I
So
tell
thank
people
You are
all
a
the time.
pleasure.
Yes, really. Well, it's been an hour, and that means it's time to say good night, everybody. Mwah.
Good night.
This is the time where we freeze.